Here we'll introduce the equation for distance, rate, and time. We are asked if you drive 200 miles in 2.5 hours to find the speed in miles per hour. We'll start with the equation for distance, rate, and time. So we'll say that d is distance, and this will equal r, the rate, multiplied by t, the time. The distance will measure how far you travel, and in US units this could be miles or feet or inches. Your time will measure how long that took. That could be in hours, minutes, or seconds. Your rate will measure the speed at which you travel. The speed will be some combination of the other units, but the most common will be miles per hour. Note that speed will have miles, which is a type of distance, and hours, which is a type of time, therefore combining distance with time. And then it puts a per in between them. Our goal here will be to look at which of these letters we know and look at which letters we don't know. The question first gives us 200 miles. 200 miles falls under distance, and so we'll label that number 200 with a D. We are also given 2.5 hours. Hours is a type of time. We'll label that with a T now. Now there is a problem with this 2.5 hours because we have a mixed number here, and it would help if we changed that to a decimal. To change this to a decimal, we'll start with the whole number, that's 2, put a plus sign, and then for the 1/2, we'll say 1 divided by 2. The 1 will go on the top, the 2 will go on the bottom, and therefore we say 1 divided by 2 in this order. We'll begin by dealing with the division first. We'll take 1 divided by 2 in the calculator now. When we enter 1 and divide by 2, this will give us 0.5. Therefore, we now have 2 plus 0.5. Let's go back to the calculator and add these together. We'll now enter our 2 plus 0.5, and when we press enter, we get 2.5. We'll just write that below our math, and we'll say t is now 2.5. You may notice now that we have two pieces of information. We have d, which is 200, and we have t, which is 2.5. I'll write those next to the respective letters in our equation. This means there is one thing that we don't know, and that's r. This is our rate or our speed, if you wish. With that in mind, we'll rewrite the equation, and we'll say 200 equals r times 2.5. R will be our unknown. To solve this equation, we must get r by itself. In order to get r by itself, we must undo the multiplication by 2.5. To undo that multiplication, we'll divide on both sides by the number that is multiplied by r. To divide on both sides, I will now place a division bar underneath that 2.5, where we'll divide by 2.5, and since I'm doing it on the right, I must do it on the left. The 2.5s on the right side will cancel out and give us the invisible 1, which we don't have to write. And then we'll have to do the operation 200 divided by 2.5. Let's go to the calculator one more time. We enter 200 and divide by 2.5. When we press enter, we'll get 80. Therefore, my answer is r, or 1r if you wish, equals 80. It's not enough just to say 80, though, because we also have to put the letters next to the number. To place the right letters, we remind ourselves that the distance was in miles. That was the 200. We'll place mi for miles next to that. The 2.5 was hours. That's what we boxed in above. We'll place hours next to that. Therefore, my rate is 80 miles over hours, or if you wish, miles per hour. We say miles over hours because miles was on top and hours was on the bottom. Note that the question asked for the speed in miles per hour. Therefore, 80 miles per hour is the correct answer because the units we have now match the units we were asked for in the question.